Alright, here we are, starting another session with the good old Wiz, who has been rather nasty lately. Not always, but then of course that's always true, isn't it, of these games, you know, even the real ones. And I think that, you know, it's not really sensible to make an enormous distinction between how the cards are dealt, how things tumble out of the shoe in this sim, or indeed in the Baccarat sim, because there is no difference. The difference, of course, is in player behavior and obviously the environment. But as far as the cards are concerned, as far as the numbers at the root of the game are concerned, there is no difference. You know, anybody who's been with me a while on these demos knows that there are some outrageous wins by the dealer, by the wizard or whoever it is, the wizard's elf, something like that. And equally there are some incredible hits on my part, on the part of the player, you know, the bottom of the screen. And that again is entirely per usual, per normal. That is how things are. And so anyway, on we go with another bash at this, and we'll see what happens, whether I have to flee to Baccarat or whether I stay where I am. Double for the loss. Double for the tie. Sorry, push. Switching from one game to the other, I do keep forgetting that. So now we're on 2-3 third. Shame. All right. So for that 2-3, which is our high end on that particular skirmish or sequence or series or whatever you want to call it, 2-3 was 5,000 on the table, and we made, no, sorry, 500 on the table. I have this new habit of adding zeros and subtracting zeros. I need to stop that. It's a good thing I've got Excel to keep me in line when the things get transcribed over to the models. Anyway, so we made 175 on a risk of an outlay of 500, and that's pretty decent. It's about 35%. It was exactly 35% actually. It's not always that good. We sometimes can barely manage 5%, but it's good enough. The main thing is to protect your winnings. The bankroll should not need protection. The bankroll should be its own protection. It should be a bloody great weapon, a cudgel, a bag of rocks, or whatever. That would be 1-2 third. 3-2 drop. Bugger. 4-2. 4-2 it is. That was our win trigger, so we go back to the full bet. That's a double down. Well, that's just impolite. 4-2. I'm going to go for 4-5 for the turnaround after that tie. Oh dear. 9-10 is the third. Yeah, that's how it goes. It's no, 9-10, that was 2,000, and we only made what, 225? That's 10%. You know, you can look at it that way if you want to, but the most important thing is that by winning more when you win than you lose when you lose, you get these turnaround opportunities, and you need to have the right amount of money out at the right time. You can't know ahead of time what's going to happen. Obviously you can't. And it's like, you know, the people who talk about, oh, well, you know, there'd have been 19 dealer wins, so a player win is due. It's not true, because each bet is an isolated incident, and each bet is subject essentially to the same negative expectation. There are minor fluctuations because of card composition and clumping and all those other things that blackjack experts in particular love to talk about. But the most important thing is that regardless of who's kicking whose ass in terms of wins and losses, if you can win more when you win than you lose when you lose, then losing more bets than you win will not cost you money. And it really is just that simple. That's a clear, and back to minimum. So 1, 1, 2, double down. Yeah, sometimes it's really nice to see a 10 on top of an 11, isn't it? And then of course the dealer goes bust and nobody cares. Okay, back to the min. Double for the loss. 1, 2, third. That'll work. And yes, I will stand on my natural. I suppose some people may actually double down on them. I did see a couple of guys on YouTube the other day who was sort of saying, no, double down on that, double down on it. She's got a 5. Okay. So in other words, be paid double instead of some interesting players out there on YouTube. Double for the loss. I think that worked. Yeah, that worked. Back to the min. We'll double that one. We shouldn't have. What a silly thing to do. Sort of like how nuts it is to buy lottery tickets until you win, and then you're a genius. Repeat. Double it for the tie. Oh! Is that 3, 4, third? What is now? Yeah, we're not doing humongously well, but we are in profit, and I believe that is our main priority. Repeat it. Double it for the tie. Okay. So I think that's 3, 4 again, isn't it? Third. Hate 'em. I don't know what's going on with this analysis button right now, but it's taking forever. Yeah, so we lost one of those. 3, 7, 4, drop. Oh, 9, 4. Damn it. Oh dear. Now 7, 4, 11, 4, 15, 4 now. $17, 4. Beat that. 17, 4. Well, we got 3 on that, so that's 14, 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we'll stand on that. Yeah, 14, 4, 10, 8. $18, 16. So I think we'll call that 21.5. Is that the third? Did I say 21.5? 2 1.5 obviously is what I meant. So we clear that, and the next bet is 1. See, that's the kind of luck you need, and you can't expect it. It's not due, it just happens. And what we're dealing with in these games is not what we think we know might happen, or what's due or what isn't. All we care about is, I always call them twins and trips. You know, I suppose I could call them triplets, but I didn't think that far ahead. Twins, of course, is 2 wins in a row. Trips is 3 wins in a row. And we don't have to worry about quads and stuff like that, because we never need those. Well, I don't think I've ever seen 4 wins being necessary to turn something around, simply because of the whole doubling principle. I don't think that's mathematically possible. But anyway, that's a whole other story. Okay, so clear that, and we're a little bit behind what would be ideal, but we are making money, and we keep getting these dealer catches, which I appreciate. Thank you, Wizard. And another plus. So that's a repeater. 1 over. So that's 2 3 third. Well, bugger you. 5. I think so. Now we're on 6 3. I call that 4 3 because we copped 2 on that one. So that didn't go so well. 4 3. It's basically 10 11. I'll let it be 10 11 just once. Oh boy. Well, that worked for us, didn't it? So that shot us ahead. But this is the game. You know, I mean, it's just so strange when I have people sort of saying to me, well, you just got lucky. And if that hadn't happened, then this would have happened, and then you'd have been in real trouble. Well, you know, what are you doing playing these games in the first place if potential trouble scares you away? What we're trying to do is we're trying to minimize the damage from mean streaks. That's what the drop is all about. In Baccarat, you can skip at some games. You know, my friend Mo in California tells me he can sit out as many hands as he likes. I don't know whether they'll allow him courtesy shuffles, but that would be nice, obviously. But yeah, you know, it's all right, another plus. So we repeat that one. So that's 2 3 third, 1 2 3. Bugger. 5 3, and we're dropping again. 5 3 it is. 1 2 3. And lots of these doubles. Oh, horrible. 5 3. So that we're at 11 12 again, aren't we? Sometimes it just doesn't work. 11 12. So that's 35, 3.5, 2.5. And 3.5, 2.5. Do I want to bet 1,000? Do I want to drop anyway? 3.5 drop. 3.5, 2.5 drop. 4 2.5. 4.5 2.5. 4 2.5. Well, I guess we can make that 4-5, can't we? Because we want to get our turnarounds as quickly as possible. Just because you put the money out, just because you decide to increase the bet, doesn't mean your chances are any better. They are exactly as bad as before. So now we're going to go 4.5, 5. And let's get a natural. Oh dear. Well, that's just as good, isn't it? So that took us into really good winning territory now, and we damn well deserved it. I will stand on my natural. +1. +1. Repeat. 2, 3, third. Back in the deep. 4, 3. No. 2, 3, third. 5, 3, 1. Get it right in a minute. Oh no, that's not right, damn it. Hey. Uh, 7, 3. Gotcha! 7, 3 it is. 1, 2, 3. So now we've got 3 chances to turn around before we drop again, right? So that's really why the whole thing works. So what did I say 7, 3 or 5, 3? I've got to stop interrupting myself. It'll better be 10, 6 then, isn't it? Okay. 16, 12. We keep getting, I mean, it's a nasty shoe, this. So now we're on 28, so that's 3, 1.5, and again we're dropping. 3.5, 1.5. 4, 1.5. 4.5, 1.5. 4, 1.5. Weedy. Oh, bloody hell. 7, 6. Might be running away yet. Well, that was a lot of money, wasn't it? 7,000 down, 6,000 out, and we just won 18,000. So I think we can call it a success, don't you? So we're at 17,500 ahead. Oh boy, that's the game. Just watch any of. I think the only serious blackjack player is Mr. Handpay, and watching his play scares the crap out of me, I'll tell you. I mean, he really does want to lose. Tight spread, erratic bets, multi-hands, dumbness. 51 second. That doesn't make sense. And that's a repeat. How many is that? 6 cards or 7? 6. Well, that was a lucky one, wasn't it? Of course, we did have 11, mind you, right there. So catching 8, 9, or 10 was a fairly strong possibility. Oh, excuse me. Oh. I actually had to stop a recording this morning sort of early into it because I just got up and I'm thinking, well, I've got to carry on with my house cleaning, so I'll squeeze in a quick game, and I was going so I had to stop. And I'll tell you, I was nearly £3 grand ahead at that point, but you know, there we are. Anyway, I think that was a turnaround. So we go back to the low rent. Double for the tie. 51 second. Repeat. 1, 2 second. Good enough. Double for the tie. +1 for the win. It's a repeater. Yeah, we'll take that. Splitting aces against a 10 is pretty silly, I think. Yeah. So that's 51. Repeat. $51. Oh, 1, 2, right? Yeah, I'm just working up to my visitors, and I must admit, wandering a bit, so that's not good, is it? Okay, clear back to the min. So I'll process this through the editor. See, something I didn't know is that if I put these raw recordings through the editor, they drop in size by about 80%. So they're much quicker to upload, blah, 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 you know. But there is, of course, a time loss. But I think it's probably worth it. Double for the loss. One, two, third. That was good. Yeah, I'll take that. Double for the loss. Oh dear. So again, it's 1, 2, isn't it? Third. Already a turnaround. That's a double. And it worked. Back to the min. $51 second. Well, the double downs are coming at me all the time, aren't they? That's good. Yeah, back to the min. Double for the loss. One, two, third again. Okay, and once again, we're out of trouble. Oh, clever. That was rotten, wasn't it? 1, 2, third again. But you know, the patterns in this game are pretty much the same as any game. I mean, any of these games that are around about sort of, 1-ish percent-ish. Blackjack is supposed to be a lot lower than that, especially with, as long as you're playing basic strategy accurately and sensibly. And my one departure is the split eights thing. I can't stand that. Back to the min, and we're nearly running out. It's going to be yellow card time any second. Double for the tie. 51 second. Repeat it. And there it is. So we made it. That was a classic. We're looking at 19,000, but of course we had 18,000 of that. We won from the split.
This is a reminder.
Alexa,
drink water.
shut up. Yes, sorry. I'm just sort of thinking, well, how come one day I get my ass kicked and the next day I can win 19,275? But we all get those experiences. I mean, the thing is, stick with the program. Fall back to the minimum every time. Treat each new series or skirmish or succession or set or whatever as a separate battle. You know, don't think big picture in terms of, you know, the end of game kind of or the end game profit. What you need to be concerned about is just twins and trips and having the right bet out at the right time whenever you can afford it. So in other words, if you have to drop back because there's a mean streak going on, then do that. And if you can skip, do that. And if you want to walk away from the table, do that too. Won't make any difference in the long run, but just trust these patterns, this ebb and flow of wins and losses, and exploit it. You know, protect yourself from the mean streaks, push, pump, pound the plus streaks. That's the game. That's the winning game anyway. So, did I just shoot that? I don't know. I probably did, but I'll do it again now. Goodbye.